What's going on, everybody? Hello and welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you can tell, today's video is going to be a little bit different than that of normal. All the previous clips you saw was from the perspective of Seal Fanta, who is the leader for Seal Gaming. If you didn't know, they're a clan that's been up and coming the last few seasons. They're top of North American leaderboards in a bunch of different categories. They were featured on Rolex's channel. And so I just reached out to Team Seal and their leader Fanta to see if they'd be willing to sit down with me and ask some questions that I had for them, and they were more than willing. So without further ado, I'll just get into it and rattle off a bunch of the questions and answers from the interview I had with Fanta. We sat down for about a half hour, and I just hope you guys can enjoy his answers as well as the gameplay that you're watching now. So question one, I went ahead and asked, where is Team Seal from? He said they're from the Oceania region, which is New Zealand, Australia, and a bunch of little islands to the northeast of Australia and New Zealand. The comprising members are him, Demon, Blade, Nine, TikTok, and Noah. They're kind of the founding fathers, if you will. And he said that they are all buddies outside of the game, which helped, obviously, in getting the groundwork and the framing for the clan, and then they've just been able to recruit guys from then on. Second question, I asked what the requirements are to join Team Seal. He said at the beginning it was an 8 kill death ratio with 800 damage, but now he's not even sure because he doesn't really do the recruiting. He's just kind of like the final boss, if you will. So basically his other clan mates will filter the guys and have different things that they'll need to meet, different requirements, and if they end up getting through all of them, then they'll play a duos with Fanta. And if he likes their overall vibe, he likes their positivity, he just likes how they are as a person and obviously their skills in the game, then he'll give them an invite. What kind of plans do they have as far as competitions? He said, yeah, obviously they want to be on the global stage one day, but you've got to work your way up and gain that respect. He said they just did a big tournament on Snowback Gaming's Twitch channel where there was a 4-game tournament. There were some big clans in that tournament, he said. He said the first game they finished 3rd, and then the last 3 games they finished 1st in all 3. And he said they gained a lot of respect then, and they're looking to do more tournaments in the future. And like I said, hopefully one day reach that global stage. I asked if he did any sort of warm-up routine or what kind of gameplays that he or his clanmates play, or do they just do exclusively classics. He said that he always warms up with different gun modes, so he'll do SMGs, he'll focus just on shotguns, he'll focus on snipers, and then he'll just kind of do some TDMs to warm up, and then they'll just jump straight into classics. I asked him how long does he play for a day. He said, given the circumstances now with this global pandemic, he pretty much plays all the time. But when things were normal and when things hopefully go back to normal here soon, he said he usually plays about 3 to 4 hours a day. He plays 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. usually, New Zealand time. So just once he gets home from work, he'll try to play for at least, he said 2 to 4 hours within that window, usually 3 or 4 hours guaranteed. Just every day after work. I asked him how long he's been playing the game. He said since season 7. He also told me he's always been a big gamer and he's mainly played like sports games. But yeah, he switched over as soon as he played this game on his phone and saw how fun it was. He sold his PlayStation and he's been playing religiously ever since season 7. He also told me he plays on an iPhone 11 Pro Max, as do most of his clanmates. He does not play gyro, although he does do 3-finger, sometimes 4-finger claw. All of his clanmates, or at least the 3 in this video, all play gyro, and they all play some variation of 3, 4, 5, or even 6-finger claw. He told me they do have roles. Everybody in his clan has roles, so there's always a designated driver, there's a designated sniper, there's a designated fragger, and they just kind of all know their roles, and that's how they're able to just work so cohesively together as a unit. I asked him what his favorite loadout was. He said AK M4. He said his favorite attachments for an M4 is obviously extended quick draw mag and attack stock, along with an angled foregrip and a compensator on the muzzle. For his AK, obviously an extended quick draw magazine as well, and he also prefers to have a compensator on the AK. For an M4 scope, he prefers a 6 scope dialed down. If he can't get a 6 scope, then he makes do with a 3 or a 4X. As far as the AK, he likes the iron sights, so no scope or red dot or any kind of reticle on the AK. He just goes iron sights. I asked him what the favorite map was to play as a clan. He said Sandhawk without a doubt, and they prefer to hot drop Paradise over Boot Camp. He says Boot Camp is just insanity. Don't get me wrong, that's a lot of fun, but when they're trying to rank up and take things a little bit more seriously, they prefer to drop Paradise, kill the 2 or 3 clans that usually drop there, and then make their way over to Boot Camp. I asked Fanta how they recover from a loss, from a particularly bad loss where they had zone or they outnumbered the opponents and they should have won. He said it's really quite simple, just there can't be any toxicity in the game as well as with your clanmates. You always have to be positive, realize that you're not invincible, and mistakes are going to happen. He said he remains calm and he tells everybody exactly what he thinks he did wrong, and then he'll listen to criticism from his clanmates, whether they agree or disagree, and then everybody else will take their respective turn, go down the line, and everybody will kind of share, yeah, you know, I could have flanked a little bit wider, I could have done this differently, I could have thrown this nade, I could have healed you here. And they basically just all take their turns explaining what they think they did wrong and what they think they can do better in the future to not let that happen and just kind of grow together. Lastly, I asked Fanta what tips he has for anybody that just wants to improve their gameplay or is looking to get into the competitive scene as Team Seal was just a few seasons ago. He said his #1 tip is to have fun. You can't be good at a game that you're not having fun with. And he also said you have to play with a good squad. Not even necessarily good or that these guys are the best players, but just that they're good people and have an uplifting, positive attitude. He said a way that he improves his game is by watching a lot of YouTubers and pros, and he'll kind of take mental notes along the way, see, you know, any different strategies that they're implementing that he himself isn't, see what kind of loadouts they like, all sorts of things. And a big one too, he said, is he listens to their communication. He said another big tip is play serious if you want to towards the beginning of the season, because that's when everybody's trying to grind. And then once you reach, you know, whatever tier you want to reach or get whatever KD you want to reach in that particular season, he says then that's the time to just let loose and just have fun. He said another big tip that he implements himself is he does a lot of TDM and training before he plays classics. And he even said that he works out his fingers. So he has like a exercising, like kind of stretching routine that he does with his fingers to make sure they're nice and limber and warmed up before he gets into that zone and starts playing his games for the day. Ultimately, Fanta said each person's different, everyone's different, and everybody needs to find what works for them. He's tried a lot of different things, and you know, he's found what works for him, but everybody needs to do the same and really just find out what works for them. And that goes for, you know, warming up as well as, you know, your button layout and your sensitivity. Like he could have told me what his sensitivities were and his layouts, but ultimately he said it's not going to do any good because that's just for him, and everybody out there that plays the game needs to experiment and find out what works for them. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the video. I just want to give one last final huge thank you to Team Seal, Seal Fanta, and all the guys that let me spectate them. I had just an absolute blast being able to talk with you and observe your guys' clan. Yeah, I just can't thank you enough for letting me feature you guys on my channel and letting me spectate you for a few games there. It was a ton of fun, and I hope that you guys as viewers get something out of this. And if you like this video and want to see more interviews with top ranked clans in the future, go ahead and comment below. Or if you didn't like it and want me to get back to the usual, hey, let me know that too. I'm open up to both. But I had so much fun doing this. I definitely want to implement something like this again in the future. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you to Team Seal, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.